Tim. I now welcome to the lectern Salutatorian, David Libbe.
Congratulations, everyone. Graduation marks one of the most important milestones in our lives, and it feels great to finally make it here today. As we all leave the halls of Perrysburg High School, it's important that we take some time to look back at the time that we've spent here. I am honored today to share the podium with my good friends Tim and Joe. We are an unlikely trio. I guess you could say this year the Y chromosome is back in style. I've known both of these guys since elementary school, and I can't think of any better representatives of our class. Tim is a nice guy who is obviously well-liked by the rest of our class, and let's face it, you can't stay mad at Tim. I still have a great deal of respect for Tim and enjoy spending time with him, even after he's beaten me twice in student council elections and destroyed much of my front yard with his car during our junior year. Joe is one of the brightest people that I've ever met, and he excels at all that he does. I've been good friends with Joe since we played basketball together in the 4th grade, and I could not think of a better guy to be our valedictorian. However, I think that we all cannot help feeling a little bit ashamed to have been academically beaten out by one of our offensive linemen. Unlike my other two classmates, I'm about a pocket protector away from being your stereotypical salutatorian. I studied for countless hours, despite no strong pressure from my parents to do so. My most time-consuming extracurricular activity was the speech and debate team, which has prepared me for today, but it doesn't make me that big of a hit with the ladies. I'm also not much of an athlete. My longest athletic career consists of 3 years that I've played basketball for the Junior Jackets, during which time I scored 1 basket. And the lowest grade that ever saw a grade card in high school did not come from Mr. Harvey, but from Mr. Henline in my freshman gym class. That exam was impossible, I'm telling you. I guess we're all a bit quirky, but our unique quirks make us who we are, and we make our class what it is. I am proud to be part of the class of 2009. I don't know how to say this, but we're kind of a big deal. Our class is one of the smartest to grace Perrysburg High School in terms of GPA. When entering high school, we were the biggest class that PHS has ever seen. And outside of the classroom, we've done some pretty impressive things as well. Our athletes have broken records, won more consecutive games than any team in Perrysburg history, and have gone farther in state tournaments than ever before. And many of our athletes have been given the opportunity to play in college. During our time here at PHS, our actors and musicians have had some great performances, and many of our actors and musicians will be going on to college to pursue their interests as well. Even while accomplishing all of these great things, many of the members of our class have taken time to make our community a better place to live. Our class has been through a lot, and we've had the opportunity to learn and grow along the way. I entered high school a 4-foot 8-inch tall, deep voice nerdy kid. I will leave Perrysburg High School a 5'10" ish, deep voice nerdy kid. Aside from puberty, our class has matured in the face of many challenges. We were infiltrated by a Facebook phantom named Lizzie Marie. We had to deal with younger and older grades that, let's face it, were pretty bad. On a more serious note, we have learned from our mistakes. We have had moments of elation and of despair. We have faced disease and disaster, and we have seen both death and new life. I know that we have all grown in high school, and we are ready for whatever challenges life may bring. I know most of the students sitting behind me, and I would like to wish them the best of luck in their schooling, careers, and family lives. I know that behind me are future doctors and engineers, lawyers and accountants, athletes and artists, teachers, and, if Mike Worth gets his wish, at least one astronaut. I know that this may be the last opportunity that I have to address my entire class, and I'd like to wish them well. I would also like to take this opportunity on behalf of the class of 2009 to thank the members of our class who will be joining the military. Freedom is not free, and your decision to fight for our country is worth far more praise than I or anyone else here today can give you. Thank you. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my parents for all their support during my education. I think that it's probably the least that I can do, knowing that over the next 4 years, paying for my college education will bleed them dry. To all the other parents in the audience today, I would like to say that from knowing your children, I think that you all did a pretty good job. Our class could not be what it is today without the loving support of parents like you. I'd like to conclude my speech with something that going to Perrysburg High School has taught me. It is important for each one of us to take some time to define happiness and success individually before we spend our lives trying to be successful according to someone else's definition. I now understand that it's important to work hard, but it's also important to enjoy life as it comes. We should all strive to find the career that brings us the most happiness instead of the biggest paycheck. I think that all of us have the potential to do great things. But we should want to be great parents as much as we want to be successful professionals. Now, you may have noticed that conspicuously absent from my speech have been clever sayings or words of wisdom from dead philosophers or past presidents. This is because I spent far too much time studying in high school, and I don't really care what those guys have to think anymore. Instead, I would like to leave you today with some words of wisdom from our more contemporary philosophers. In the words of Nelly, when you do it well. In the words of U2, it's a beautiful day, don't let it slip away. In the words of Shinedown, sometimes goodbye is a second chance. I know that every member of the class of 2009 has the potential to do great things if we work hard and listen to the advice of Rihanna when she says, just live your life, hey.